and welcome to Let's Talk Bible. I'm Sonny Childs. Well, hi there. You probably can't tell it, but the sun is setting in the west. It's almost 8 o'clock here in northeast Arkansas. Sitting in the parking lot waiting on my wife to come out of Dollar Tree. Yes, she loves Dollar Tree. Getting more supplies for this summer and a little ministry thing that we do every summer. But we just got back from the Jonesboro area. My son has accepted a job going into full-time ministry, and he will be living about 45 minutes south of us. And we went down that direction to look at the house that they are hoping to buy. And just a little house, 3 bedrooms, but all of them are kind of small, and 1 bath, but cute as a bug's ear. And I think that it's going to be really good for them. I'm excited for them. But that kind of leads me into our passage today, because looking at their house and talking to various people who were there to inspect it, etc., and the excitement in their eyes. And I was thinking about my Father's house, John 14. Yeah, John 14, 1 and 2. And here's what it says. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you? 3 little things that I find in this passage to be striking. Number 1, it's my Father's house. Number 2, it has many rooms. And number 3, ask an interesting question. If it were not so, why would I have told you I'm going to prepare a place for you? Let's deal with them separately. Number 1, it's my Father's house. Some years ago, I did I don't know what you'd call it, a background study of this particular passage, and I discovered a historical idea that's really interesting. I'm told that back in the day, in Jesus' day, that oftentimes a man would propose, but until he had a house ready for his wife, he wouldn't go to receive her to himself. Instead, he would make this proposal, and they would get excited, but then he'd say, okay, I've got to go away for a little while, because I got to go and I've got to prepare a place for you. And then he would go to his dad's house, and a lot of times the Judean area, a lot of hillsides, and a lot of times his dad's house would be built, how can I do this to show you, kind of built on stilts out from the side of a hill, something like that. I don't know if that's a good picture for you or not, but anyhow, built on stilts. And down below in this area right here, the house would be above, it'd be up here, but in this area right here, this is where it'd be like a little barn area where the livestock, the whatever, they could get up underneath there in that little shelter area. But when the oldest son decided to get married, much like in today's world, the first place that they went to live would be a place, maybe the basement of mom's house, mom and dad's house, an apartment next to their house, something like that. Well, back in the day, it was that same way. And I'm told that what would happen is the oldest son, he would build in this area. He would go ahead and build it in, and then it would make it into a little apartment area. And that's kind of the background of this. Don't let your hearts be troubled. My dad's house has got a lot of rooms in it, and I'm going to go and I'm going to prepare a place for you in one of those rooms. So it's my Father's house. Number 2, many rooms, which is the historical background that I just covered with you, that there's plenty of space, pretty big house. And of course, he's God. There's plenty of space for a lot of various little houses, if you will. And again, he's putting this in our physical minds, okay, trying to give us a picture of the fact that he's not going to leave us behind, that he's coming to take us, which leads us into the third point then, and that is this question that I find to be interesting. He says, if it were not so, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? It's almost like Jesus is anticipating their doubt. I'm leaving, and you're concerned that I would never come back. You're concerned that there's no room for you where I'm going. You're concerned that I am the child of heaven. I'm my Father's son, and that you're going to be forgotten. He says, verse 1, don't let your hearts be troubled. Don't get all concerned about that, because my purpose in leaving is to go to prepare a place for you. In my Father's house, there's many rooms, a lot of space for me to build, and I'm going to prepare a place for you. And then he goes on to explain in the following verse that if I go to prepare a place for you, I'm coming back. I'm going to come and get you. Really neat passage. Living at Dad's house. Not it's my own apartment, but, it's the whole family is always going to be together idea. And the Father being the Abba, Romans 16, Romans 8, 16 in that area. You just get that warm feeling inside that we as a family in the eternal bliss to come, we're all going to be together. One big house. So there you go. As the sun sets, I got a warm fuzzy in my heart. It's good to be with you. So, be there. Now that's extra special in this one, right? Beware. You know what I'm talking about. Be there. Matthew 16:26. We are the Sonny Childs and Family Ministries, serving as missionaries to this great nation. Please pray for us and consider adding us to your missions giving.